$7.50.
Oh,
But yeah, here we're just about to get started, and
right,
our runners are going. So obviously, first thing to note, timing, like the timing varies because it starts on first movement for, you know, game purposes, like leaderboard purposes, but for races it just starts. Yeah.
SDA timing, yeah.
Um.
Can I talk about Warp 1 a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you're gonna notice that every runner is actually doing a specific route for Warp 1. So Warp 1, the most common route in this is basically we're gonna do 2, 1, 5, 3, 4, and this is to avoid triple mask. So in Crash 2, the triple mask is actually pretty bad because it actually slows down movement. Because the main movement tech we're doing in Crash 2 is the neutral slide spin, which is basically sliding and then letting go of your direction and then spinning, and that gives us extended movement. And the first thing we're going to do in Snow Go is we're actually going to get the red gem with a movement tech called the glitch high jump. So glitch high jump is basically, we think it's intended, but basically you can slide and then you can spin and jump at the same time. And you can actually get what's called a glitch high jump, and you're able to actually get extremely high jumping with that mechanic. And in the PAL version of Crash 2, one of the reasons why it's optimal for speedrunning is because Naughty Dog, to make up for the PAL version of the game, they actually sped the game up, and with that, in a consequence of itself, Crash will slide longer distances, and he'll jump higher, and he'll actually move faster. So that's why we're on the PAL version of the game for Crash 2. I think it's the only SPRASH game that has like PAL as the optimal version. But yeah, so 100% also entails we get every gem, every crystal, and then we also unlock every secret level, and every secret entrance. We have to unlock everything to get 100%. And basically, like I said, the route order for Warp 1 is 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3, 4, and that's to avoid triple mask. And so yeah, they just did Snow Go, and they got the red gem in Snow Go, which we weren't supposed to get right away. Got the box gem and then the crystal, and now in Turtle Woods, we actually get 2 color gems in a row. So Turtle Woods, we get the blue gem, and to get the blue gem, you actually can't break any boxes. When you're doing this in a reset list race scenario, it's pretty wrecking because you're trying to go fast with the neutral slide spins, trying to avoid box breaking, but you can actually fairly get around it pretty easily if you know what you're doing. And you can grab the crystal right away, but you don't have to. You can wait till the end of the level. But what the runners are going to do is they're going to grab the blue gem, and then once they grab the blue gem, they're going to death abuse, and then they're going to do the level normally with getting the box gem. But yeah, so we already have 2 color gems in the first warp, which is kind of funny. And yeah, the blue gem is fairly easy to get, but yeah, the red gem, you're not supposed to get that until like later in the game when you unlock the Snow Go secret entrance. But yeah, this game, it's very high impact, and then Crash original games will have a movement associated with the main movement tech. It's called zigzag. So basically, when you alternate directions, so up down, left right, you can actually gain even further distances with zigzagging. So most of these runners will be zigzagging their neutral slide spins, and then they'll also be like wiggling in the air when they jump, or even just when they slide. So you'll see Crash wiggle a lot throughout the whole run, and that's just the movement tech of the original Crash games. It's a very interesting movement tech, and it's just really cool how it's relevant in all 3 of the Crash games on PS1. So
yeah, I'm not sure why the devs put that. Like, it's basically because the devs put in the code that diagonal is faster. But
yeah,
yes, very cool devs.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but you know, like Stu's killing it right now. He's about to finish Turtle Woods. He got the blue gem. He's about to finish the boxes, get the box gem. He might actually get a like 4OX, which is pretty solid, especially for a race / marathon. Not going for the hole skip at the end. You can actually zigzag neutral slide spin over that hole and do what's called a hole skip. And there's actually going to be fairly good amount of hole skips. Claxy did it. But yeah, hole skips are pretty cool swag you can do. But yeah, Stuart and Claxy are finishing up. They finished Turtle Woods. They're going into level 5, which is Crash Dash. This is actually going to be our first backwards level. So there's actually 3 chasing levels in Crash 2. Crash Dash, Crash Crush, and then I can't think of the third one. What's the third one?
Unbearable.
Oh,
No,
Unbearable, yeah,
Unbearable,
Unbearable.
Unbearable.
Dude, it's been so
No, trust me. Like in Crash 1 last week, I was like struggling to think about Castle Machinery. So
yeah.
it's
Stewart just died. So unfortunately, he died to an electric fence. He was trying to do a neutral side spin off an electric fence. Claxy opted to not do it, and Claxy actually took the lead, I believe. Yeah. So unfortunately, Stewart died, but he can fairly easily catch up. Like I said, small deaths in this game add up, but if other runners have them, it's gonna make things very interesting. But yeah, so there's 3 chasing levels in this run, and in the game as well. And with the nitros as well, they're gonna have to wait at specific parts because the nitros actually won't detonate if they're not spawned on screen. So they have to wait in specific spots for the boulder, and then in Unbearable in some cases, the bear to get the nitros, because if they don't and they just try and move on with like normally, then the nitros won't actually get destroyed and their box count will be screwed and they won't be able to get the box gem. And yeah, these are actually some of the harder levels in Crash 2 to learn, just because of them being backwards. You have to basically just go through this so many times to get it in your muscle memory.
Claxy took a death there, so Stuart is back in the lead.
So now
So
Stuart's
I think
back in
everyone
the lead.
has died at this point already, at least once.
Yeah. Yeah, Hypno died in Snowgo.
Yeah, one thing that I want to point out is that all of our runners are using fake splits. Unbelievable, they're all using bait splits. Can you believe it?
Oh, yeah. Shame on all you guys, honestly. You guys all stink. Alright, anyway. I'm not gonna trash the runners. I'm just kidding. No, but
I will trash at least Hypno.
So Hang 8 is the next level, and one of the reasons why we actually do it after Turtle Woods is because there's actually what's called a gem path in this level. So gem paths are, the color gems actually are able to correlate with gem paths, which are secret areas, and you need the color gem associated with the path to get on it. And there's actually a blue gem path, but before we even touch up on that, there is a timer on the lower right-hand side of the screen, and that timer is basically, if you make it to the end of the level before the timer runs out, you'll actually get another clear gem. So Crash 2 actually has some interesting ways of getting some of the gems. You'll see this again in Plant Food, but so with Hang 8, they want to basically get to the end of the level before the timer runs out. When you're speed running, you usually get there. A good run is probably like a 22 or 21. So Stuart get a 21. That's pretty solid. 21 is what you usually expect. 21, 22 for fairly good movement and just good clean movement all around. I think Potty's gonna get a 21 as well. Yeah. So actually got a 21. They all got 21s. Hypno's a little bit behind, but yeah. So they got the clear gem, and then they're gonna death abuse, and then their checkpoints. They actually hit it in a specific way where if you actually hit that checkpoint from the side, you can actually like hard lock, and then yeah, and that's it. So they want to hit the direct center of that checkpoint, which it looks like they all did. And then after this bonus round, they're going to go onto the blue gem path, which has more boxes, and they're going to try to optimally catch. There's several cycles you can get. So this game is running on global cycles, so cycles will reset every time you die. And they're going to try to hit a global cycle, the God cycle. The backup cycle is the Jesus cycle. It's been a while since I can't really describe the cycles, but they're just going to try and basically optimally get past the mines coming up, hit the exclamation box, and then go back and get the rest of the boxes. It looks like Stewart is hitting a good cycle, so this is probably God cycle. It's like Potty, it might have gotten Jesus cycle. And yeah, so they're gonna optimally get these, and then they hit these cycles so they can optimally move with the mines without stopping, and then they can just comfortably finish the blue gem path. And Stewart and Potty both have a really good blue gem paths.
Yep. Yeah, partly another, I mean, the reason why Hangate is also so late, just the blue gem being here. It's the first use of one of our color gems, so of course just to avoid backtracking. I'm not sure why they chose to just putting a color gem that you get in the same warp this early, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they fixed that in Crash 3 a bit. Like they actually made backtracking more essential in Crash 3 than in Crash 2. And also with Crash 3, the gem paths actually have like an actual clear gem. All of them do, I'm pretty sure. Some of them do have boxes in Crash 3, but yeah, that's Crash 3. But Crash 2 does it a little bit differently with death routes and gem paths. Yeah, so now is the final level of Warp 1, the pits, or as I like to call it, shits. because the level can be pretty hard. It's one of the harder levels of Crash 2 Warp 1, but it has a lot of cool movement tech. They'll be bouncing off these birds, but they can also get a spin off the birds, and they can get a little momentum boost. So okay, so Stuart just got one. And yeah, these birds, they'll give a momentum boost if you spin off them. And yeah, so the pits actually has it's one of the few levels in Crash 2 that has a split path. So they're gonna get these two boxes on the split path on the right side, and then go on the left side, get the boxes here, and then they're gonna go back to where the split path comes back together. Go back on the right path, get the boxes and get the crystal, and then finish the rest of the level. It's a fairly divided level per se, no pun intended, but it's a really cool level. Oh yeah, the crystal's on the left side. They'll go back and get boxes on the right side. They'll backtrack a bit. And yeah, it's a really cool level. The bonus has a lot of cool movement tech as well.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the bonus. It can definitely be tricky, what it is, but yeah, we'll see when people start entering the bonus.
Yeah. But yeah, you can do actually on the boxes. You've seen runners do it a little bit already, but you can actually do what's called a spin bounce, where if you actually spin and jump right afterwards, you can actually do you can break the crate or you don't fall through. They did it with the Stuart just did it with the TNT. You can do it with TNTs, can do it with the nitros, and they'll actually also do a spin into a neutral slide spin, which is a pretty risky strat, but it's really cool. You can fairly do it pretty consistently, and then you'll go back and then. Yeah, this bonus is just Warp 1 and Crash 2 in general. It's very fast paced, so like there's just a lot to talk about in such a little time. But yeah, the bonus is really cool. A lot of cool strats. Yeah, Stuart and Potty had a pretty clean one. Claxy's about to have a pretty clean one as well.
Another advantage about PAL, like the PAL version here, is that the body slam is just like it has a wider radius, so compared to NTSC, for example. So a lot of these body slam formations can be destroyed a lot, like with a lot more leniency on PAL than it is with NTSC. So that's another reason why you wouldn't play NTSC.
Well, the NTSC body slam is actually it's actually unintentionally broken. Like it wasn't supposed to be programmed that way. It was just accidentally programmed to be so shitty like that. Yeah. So they fixed it in NTSC J, and then they fixed it in PAL. Thankfully, and Crash 3 obviously, but yeah, Ripper Roo is literally the easiest boss in this game. It's an auto scroller. He does the same TNT and nitro patterns every time. You just have to know where he's gonna plant them, avoid them, avoid the TNTs, avoid the nitros, spin him once, and then you do it rinse and repeat 2 more times and he's dead. And it's the only break in the run, basically. It's the only level / boss where you have a little bit of a mental break. The rest of the run is just yeah, the rest of the run is just so fast paced. Stuart is gonna get a 13-1x Warp 1, it looks like, with a death.
With a death, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That's fairly good, yeah, that's fairly good. Nowadays, I know that the top runners will get like low 13s, high 12s, which is just absolutely bonkers. But yeah, Stuart's gonna get a pretty good Warp 1. Potty, once we see his stream, you can see what Warp he's gonna get. Claxy will get a 13, like a mid 13, which is it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's still good for a race. Stuart's gonna get probably a 13-18. You can actually calculate what you're gonna get after each boss. It's about 10 seconds after Crash starts his dance. Fun fact. But yeah, Stuart's gonna get a 3:18 SDA time, which is pretty good. Yeah. Claxy will get like a 13:32.
So we are entering Buried, which is the first out of 3 bear levels. We're gonna be on top of Polar and breaking boxes and stuff. This is, I mean, you'd say kind of an auto scroller, but not really. You can use the charge button to just go a little bit faster, and the way this charge works is there should be a cooldown, but jumping actually just kind of resets that cooldown, so you will see a lot of these people just charging and jumping, so they get to charge like immediately after they land, pretty much. And there is kind of course, like an optimal charge route that people would do to save time. But yeah, this level also has some tricky box formations, so we'll see if our runners are able to get the boxes without having to death abuse.
Yeah, and the thing is with PAL actually makes this level harder because since Crash moves faster and you have less frames to react, it actually makes it like the 2 sets of triple boxes are actually harder to get. And missing either or is a lot of, it's like 20 plus seconds lost. Looks like Stuart's coming up on it, and Stuart actually gets it.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah, they came up with a minor optimization, I think like last year in 2021, where you actually jump into the second box, which is kind of nice. And it makes it so you have a little bit more space to work with to wiggle back to the third box on the left. But yeah, Stewart had a good Barrett. Did he actually miss boxes?
Nothing.
Oh no, Potty's. Oh no, Potty's
No,
doing.
Potty's doing Snowbiz,
Oh,
which is
yeah, Potty's
interesting.
doing a weird warp 2 route. I've never seen Snowbiz first. What the heck?
Snowbiz can be a choke point though because of the like red gem route. There's really weird box formations, I guess. So maybe he just prefers to do it first.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to ask him. I'll also ask him about that at GDQ. But yeah, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, so Potty's doing a slightly different Warp 2 route. So he's in Snowbiz. The Klaxi and Stewart are in Crash Crush, which is the second backwards level. And this level's fairly cool. There's a lot of like wall boosting, so you can actually, if Crash runs and slides against specific walls like Klaxi just did, you can actually get a speed momentum boost. So you're able to get a nice neutral slide spin, but also a hole skip, which again, hole skips are skipping over like the giant gaps. Yeah, Stewart has to wait for some nitros here, like I said before, because they will not destroy off screen. But yeah, this game and Crash 1 love the running away from boulders theme. It's a very big aesthetic in they probably got it from like Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones, but yeah, it's Crash hates boulders and he hates giant bears. But yeah, anyway,
I mean,
no.
if I was being chased by a giant bear, I will be scared too. Yes.
I'd try to give it a little pet. Like, hey, here you go, come here. Come here.
Well, we are not being chased by a giant bird just yet, but we are being chased by some random boulder that apparently has snow, and the snow doesn't melt, you know.
Yeah, totally not foreshadowing a giant dinosaur chasing after you in a future Crash game, by the way. Totally not foreshadowing. Anyway, so Stewart's about to finish Crash Dash, and he's gonna go into the Eel Deal, which the Eel Deal is the first sewer level, and the sewer levels, in my opinion, are some of the hardest levels in Crash 2 speedrunning. They have a lot of nuances, a lot of obstacles to avoid, a lot of enemies to dodge, and also a lot of cool cycles that you can catch. So Eel Deal, it has our third color gem, our third of 5, which you get the color gems so fast, which is so funny. You get like 4 of them within like 20-something minutes of the run. So the Eel Deal actually has the color gem, the green gem, and actually this level has split paths. And on the right split path, there is a fake door where Naughty Dog, they trick you. They're like, oh, what's behind here? Oh, it's actually not even solid. So you go behind here. It's basically like a death route, but they're able to get the green gem, and then once they get the green gem, when you get items in Crash games, in Crash 1 and 2 and 3, once you have an item, you have it for good. So you can just get the gem or crystal and then Death Abuse, and then you still have it in your inventory. So you don't have to backtrack all the way back to the checkpoint, and then now you have the green gem. But yeah, so Naughty Dog, those suckers, they tricked us as kids. And then actually Stewart's gonna go back and get that crate, because in this game, in the original Crash games as well, nitros, even if they're next to crates, when you detonate them with the switch at the end of the level, it will not destroy the crates next to it. They fixed this in the Insane Trilogy though. So in the Insane Trilogy, crates will break that are next to nitros when you break the switch.
Yeah, and in Wrath of Cortex 2 or something.
Yeah. They fixed the first game that they fixed it in was Wrath of Cortex, but then in the Insane Trilogy, Vicarious Visions, they made it so that wouldn't be a thing. But yeah.
Anyway, bonus moment. I mean, you can showcase a lot of how much the PAL distance it is with that first jump in that bonus. It's crazy. You can still make that in NTSC, but with PAL it's like so much leeway, yeah. It's crazy.
NTSC, a lot of jumps and a lot of big gaps are much harder than on PAL.
And this is the body slam thing too.
Yeah. So on NTSC, that body slam would have probably broke like 4 of those. And like it would have been like spread out too. Like the body slam in NTSC, it was programmed incorrectly, where it's just really bad. It's really bad. But yeah, so Stewart is actually it looks like he must have had a death while he was on commercial break. So He's gonna do at the end. He's actually gonna go to the left of those spiky dudes, and if you just jump like that, you will not hit them at all. It's a really cool optimization. Like you just literally jump left, and Crash will go to the left of the spiky dudes, and you won't hit them.
Yeah, Taxi just did it as well.
Yeah, it's a really. Stuart showed me that at ESA, and I was fucking mind blown. I was like, what? It's like you can just do that. He was showing me all the new strats that they found. I was just like, oh my god, I'm like flabbergasted right now. But yeah, Plaxi and Stuart are entering Snowbiz that Potty did earlier, which Snowbiz has one of the coolest sections of the Crash 2 speedrun, the Red Gem Path. The Red Gem Path is insane. There's just boxes to break, movement tech to do, TNT destruction, all this cool stuff you do on the Snowbiz bonus, or Snowbiz Red Gem, and these runners, they do it really fast and they make it look easy, but it's not. It's probably one of the hardest parts of the run to optimize, in my opinion, just because of all the boxes you have to break, and all the neutral side spins, the zigzag, the glitch high jumps, everything you have to do, the whole skips. It's all fairly hard, and they make it look so easy, but man, it's so cool when it actually goes well. And yeah, like just the box breaking and the patterns they have to do it, the TN, everything is just insane. It's amazing.
A lot of a lot of runners TNT spin, like TNTs that are just there that I guess you could just jump. But the reason for that is because sometimes the TNTs don't really explode the boxes that are around.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the TNT spin is not only a resource to just go fast, but it's kind of mandatory at some areas to even break the boxes that are around the TNTs.
Yeah,
Crash 1, something like that happens too, but it's more of a thing too.
It's kind of similar to the Nitro thing, where if some boxes aren't fully loaded on screen, then the TNTs won't break them. It can happen in Road to Ruin coming up, where they have to be near the boxes to be loaded on screen, quote unquote, for them to break, because if they go too far off screen too fast, then they won't break. The TNTs will not destroy the other boxes. But yeah. So I didn't mean to cut you off, that was my bad.
No, you were good. I didn't mean to interrupt you twice, but...
Nah, you're fine.
We should move. Anyway, the bonus here, if you look at Stuart's screen, it's gonna damage abuse potentially, yeah, through those. You can also just TNT spin with a slide. I think Potty did it, like with the slide, but it's just getting away of the explosion radius is like pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you can, like, I guess not TNT spin because it wouldn't be a spin, it's a TNT slide. But you can break a lot of these TNTs without taking damage in several ways, so quite interesting.
It is quite interesting indeed, yes. Oh man, dude. Commentating this game, it's just like there's so much to talk about, and your brain is just like on like overdrive, like it's oh my god.
So it looks like Potty's in the lead now slightly, unless he's in the lead, yeah.
Potty's in the lead by a little bit, give or take maybe like a few seconds, but I think Potty started a little bit later than Stuart. So
yeah, and
Potty had to check
one death, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so Air Crash, this is actually the only level we will visit twice, because we cannot get the box gem right now because there's a secret entrance, and this Air Crash secret entrance actually has boxes. The other secret entrances that aren't secret levels, they don't have boxes, but Air Crash is the only exception. So Air Crash, we're going to get the crystal and then go on the death route, and on the death route there is a gem. We're gonna get the gem, Death Abuse, and then unlock our first secret entrance in the secret warp room, which is actually Snowgo, where we're supposed to get the red gem, but we just leave the level and then move on to the second boss. And so Potty's gonna do a really cool out of bounds Death Abuse right here when he gets the gem. So he's gonna get the gem, and he's gonna do Swagmaster 420, do a glitch high jump, go into that corner, and then slide underneath the ice and then die.
Yeah, yes,
shouts to Swagmaster 420.
Yes, someone actually named the strat that.
Yeah. They do a little wall boost also when they get onto that secret entrance. They do a spin bounce on that box, or a bounce on that box, and then they do a wall boost to get to the secret entrance platforms, or secret exit, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they're gonna go into, this is the secret warp room. We'll come back here later, but they're gonna go into the Snow Goat, where we were supposed to get the red gem, but we obviously speedrunners, we skipped that stuff. And then we exit the level, back in the warp room, and then we go back up to the second boss, which is the Komodo brothers.
Yeah, it seems like Potty and Stu are like pretty much tied with the
Yeah.
difference between the timers, I guess.
24:30. They are about 7 seconds apart, like almost 7 seconds apart, I'd say. Pretty close race for sure.
Yeah, we're entering Komodo Bros here, and there is actually a strat to this. So Komodo, like, I don't remember who this one is. I think it's Joe. They use spin, and the spin can last more or less depending on whatever kind of movement and where you stand in. So our runners kinda just do the same movement all the time, so you can bait Komodo Joe into stopping as fast as possible, so they can spin and hit the boss as fast as possible, of course. If you don't do this strat, he can just spin forever. Not actually forever, but you know, he can spin for way longer than you'd like. So this fight, like, just knowing this strat can make a huge difference in terms of time save.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but Komodo brothers, they both killed it and did it fairly easily and optimally. And now we're gonna enter plant food, which honestly Warp 3 and 4 are just, they're gauntlets. These warps are really fucking hard. They're really difficult, and this is what separates the Crash from the Bandicoots.
Does that even
seriously. So with plant food, it's similar to Hang 8, where there's that timer on the lower right hand side of the screen, and they have to make it to the end of the level to get a secret gem. And in this case, it's actually a yellow gem. But with plant food, what they're gonna do is they're actually gonna do the bonus, and they actually have a lot of leeway in this level where they're gonna do the bonus fast enough to get everything, and then get to the last checkpoint, and then go all the way to the end, get the yellow gem, and then finish, and then Death Abuse finish the level. So this, I think, honestly, plant food's a much cooler use of like trying to a race to the clock, you know.
Yeah,
and
for
getting
sure.
that gem at the end. Yeah, it's just such a cooler level.
Yeah.
You can actually the crystal in this level, fun fact, on occasion it'll actually load without color. It'll just be fully gray. It's just a weird glitch that can happen, but I don't think it's happened to anybody yet. So, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
Potty got
timer,
stuck. Oh shit. Oh my god.
the timer
So now
disappears.
Snoopy-
Yeah, the timer disappears, but like it's still there. So it's not like, oh yeah, you can just, you know, it's disappeared. You can just make it whatever. Now you still have to raise it. Raise it. It's just not there anymore.
And forget what I said. Never mind. Stuart is still behind by like 2 seconds. So he did. Potty lost a little bit of time with that because you can actually get stuck there. Crash can be in like crawling animation, but looks like actually no. Stuart is.
They just have different timer off things. So
Yeah. So
I think
Potty's
Potty's ahead by a little.
Yeah, that's by 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
I mean, it's very, very close, especially considering, you know, it's been almost half an hour already. So
yeah. So now we got, honestly, this is one of the best levels in the run, Road to Ruin. It is, without a doubt, one of the best levels in the run. So there's a secret entrance in this level. We can actually literally just do out-of-bounds tricks and then get to over to 32 boxes that we're not supposed to get right away, but we can get these. And this is what I'm talking about with this TNT. You actually have to stay on screen on a specific part of the screen, so the 32 boxes will detonate with the one TNT they activated, and then they go back and proceed as normal. And so this level actually has a death route, which is basically a platform where you can't die at all to access it, and the death route leads you to like an obstacle course per se, and at the end there's a clear gem. But we have what's called Road to Ruin jump, where we can actually just skip that death route. So we're gonna grab the crystal, hit all these boxes, and then we're gonna go to this and do a glitch high jump with zigzag, get the gem, and then go back, and that's Road to Ruin jump. It's a really, really cool skip. It's a very cool skip, and it's also fairly easy to do on the PAL version of the game, with the extended sliding and the higher jumps and the better movement tech compared to NTSC versions. But yeah, and then you can actually, there is a risk that if you do the glitch high jump to Road to Ruin jump from a bad position, you can actually get what's called an embed, where you literally embed into the scenery, and then if you get that, you can't get out. You have to exit the level and retry again. And luckily, so far, all 3 runners have not embedded. So
yeah,
that's
it
good.
seems that Potty took a small death. I kind of missed it, but Stuart is
Yeah.
back in the lead.
Yeah, Potty died on the way back from getting the gem. I think he had a bad glitch high jump, but yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but yeah, Stuart's back in the lead, and we got Road to Ruin. It's very quick, very fast, and in my opinion, again, one of the coolest levels in the speedrun.
When I talk about Klaxi, he's keeping it together. Like he's actually pretty close still to Potty and Stuart, which is very, very impressive.
Hell yeah, Klaxi's killing it. Klaxi, he runs like all the SPRASH games essentially, but he has pretty good times in all of the Crash games.
I mean, he has a 106 in Crash 1, super good.
Yeah. He also helped find setups for Jungle Roller Skip. Shoutouts to Klaxi. He helped find some setups for it, so very, very based human being. Yeah, so Hypno's just starting Road to Ruin, but Hypno's he's ahead of his splits. That's all that matters.
Ahead of his bait split.
Stuart's on the yellow gem path in the Eel Deal. He's just gonna get the gem death abuse. Eel Deal is a very compact level. A lot of stuff going on. You can actually skip the scientists in this level, like so you can just go to the left and slide and do that, and then you'll skip that. This level also, after the bonus, it has what's called fan skips, where you can actually, if you're in a specific spot, after you spin an enemy into the fan, you can actually skip the double blade. We call it double blade, and then tri-blade afterwards, where you can actually literally just jump in the fan with all 3 blades and just not get hit. But you have to be, it's position dependent. So.
No. Klaxi took up the. Oh no, never mind. Klaxi didn't take up
No, that's just the
death abuse. Yeah, I missed
it. Dude.
I got baited.
Oh
Wait.
no! Now,
Oh.
He almost died. He almost died.
He almost
You
died
almost
there.
You almost called.
I almost called the future.
Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot believe it.
But yeah, so I thought I heard the phone ring. Anyway, no, but Eel Deal or Sewer Later, not the Eel Deal. Sewer Later. Split path, but then Stuart actually has 1 mask, so he's gonna be able to hopefully skip. Oh no, okay, so he wasted his mask, so I don't think he's gonna go for the scientist skips here, because if you actually have a mask, it's way less risky, because you can actually slide under NSS under that scientist, and then this last one you would just do a damage abuse, but Stuart's not taking the chances. Totally don't blame him because he doesn't have a mask.
Yeah.
But, hey, he's keeping that lead. He's keeping it together. That's all that matters.
It's kind of interesting to see this level like being actually kind of punishing on taking hits. Oh, Klaxi now died. Because like you cannot skip the scientists, or well, you could, I guess, but it's a lot riskier. And that loses quite a bit of time. So let's see once Potty returns from the Shadow Realm, where he is at after that.
Yeah. The Shadow Realm, aka Twitch commercial break. Shoutouts to Twitch. Anyway, Stuart's in the last he's in the last chase level, Unbearable. And this level actually has, instead of a boulder, they programmed a bear.
It's the bear.
Yeah, a giant bear. And this level actually has a big debate. This game has a few debates, but basically Stuart's gonna death abuse.
But I'm sorry. Oh.
Stuart's gonna death abuse, and then he's gonna go into this hole and wait. What? Oh my
god!
Area. Oh my god! A secret. Naughty Dog. Those hooligans. They got us.
This one's really bad. Like, how are you supposed to know that?
No, I think the one in Warp 4 is worse. Honestly, it's a worse debate, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is another secret area where if you do it optimally and you do it fast, it just looks so cool. And Stuart, like, you do damage abuses off the hunter's bullets and a lot of cool like 3D jumping, 3D range jumps with the glitch high jump, damage abuses, and just oh man, that was other than like one mistake, that was clean. Yeah.
Are the cycles in that death route? They're not global.
No, they're not global. I think they're local cycles.
Yeah, I think they're local.
Yeah, they're local cycles. So once you spawn into the secret path, that's when the cycle starts. So then basically with the movement tech, it's so cool because like speedrunning these Crash games, it feels like these cycles we find are like intended, but they're not, obviously. But it's just like it feels like they are with the speedrun tech we find. Because like that's a perfect example of just like with being optimal and having optimal movement, you just make it work where you just don't stop, which is so cool. But yeah, Stewart's coming on the final part of the chase when you actually get on Polar the Polar Bear, and you can actually do an out of bounds with Polar the Polar Bear after these two electric fences, but it's actually not faster. It's actually it was timed to be the exact same. It was thought to be faster a while ago, but it's not faster. It's actually more risky too. But so, and it looks like actually Potty took the lead.
Yeah,
He's
no, but
actually
Body's heading back for some reason. Wait,
yeah.
Polar is there? Oh, we went to pet Polar. Oh, petting the
what?
bear. Petting the bear gives you a secret exit. So yeah, now you know, if you see a bear, pet them. Not
Wow.
advice that you should follow IRL.
All right, so we actually have one of two secret levels. So this is Totally Bear, and for some reason, the two secret levels, they have the word totally in them. So we have Totally Bear, which is the first one. It is another bear level, because Crash 2 loves bear levels. And Totally Bear, it's like the other bear levels where you... Pause explained it earlier with the charge jumps and the charges. Basically, you want to optimally space them out so you can get all the crates in a good fashion and also beat the level quick enough. Totally Bear, in my opinion, is... I think it's the easiest bear level by far.
To say that.
Yeah, it's the easiest bear level. Not too many dumb box formations compared to the other bear levels. The other bear levels are trash, but yeah, it's pretty fair. It's fairly easy. The illusion, of this level is,
It's dark. Oh my
it's
god.
dark. Yeah, and that's actually the theme with the other secret level as well. But with this level, if you know what you're doing, you know the movement and stuff, and you know how mechanics work, it's not too bad. It's pretty easy. But yeah, and the classic about that, Totally Bear, and Hypno just got done with the secret route of Unbearable. And there's a colored gem at the end, and then you go, and then you leave, and then you actually warp out of Unbearable back into Warp 3.
Yep.
And now we have another bear level. The last bear level, though, the bear gauntlet is Unbearable, Totally Bear, and then the Bear Down. So Bear Down is, in my opinion, way more punishing than
Yeah.
Barrett. Yeah, I couldn't think of this.
Bear Down is interesting in the sense that it kind of starts slow and then kind of picks up.
Yeah,
Like actually, literally.
definitely. Yeah, I agree.
So it looks like they're just going kind of slow right now, but that's just what the game is.
Yeah. It's a cool level though. Those two boxes in the beginning, if you miss those, it's like 30 plus seconds. It's worse than the boxes in Barrett. I'm not even kidding. It's because you're going slower. So yeah, dude. Take that with a grain of salt. Or take that with you. I don't know. Not take it with a grain. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to say a million things at once. I'm mixing my thoughts.
Well, anyway, Bear Down. Yes, we dash and do the same things.
Yeah.
And
Same
it's
things as
spaced.
Barrett.
Yes. Anyway, being in the halfway point here, more or less, I'm gonna take the time to remind you all that you are watching the third week of the SPRASH League, which is a small event that serves as a qualifier, I guess, for a bigger race that is gonna take place in December. And basically, the best runners of each, like the best overall, I guess, the people that have the most points, because it's a point system, will qualify to this last race. So
Dude, what the hell happened with Stewart and Potty? They just teleported to the warp room, the secret warp room again.
oh my god.
So at the end of Bear Down, Naughty Dog makes this one pretty apparent. There's a few like ice cubes, and then there's a lonely island in the center. And if you go over there, you backtrack after getting the gem, you go to the secret warp room, and you unlock the air crash secret entrance, which has the rest of the boxes. So they're able to get the boxes, and then again, the only level we backtrack to fully, we go back into air crash, get the box gem. Yep, and then that's the end of Warp 3. So Air Crash Revisit is part of Warp 3, essentially, but yeah.
Yeah. It is. I mean, the oh my gosh, the secret entrance for Air Dash is pretty interesting. I mean, obviously it has the Night Detonator, so it makes the base level just a little easier, but it has some neat box formations, and a lot of boxes, I guess, in total too. It's quite interesting.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, Air Crash, what they're also gonna do after the bonus is they're actually gonna, with the mask they have, they're actually gonna do a damage abuse on the mine. So normally you'll actually have to get crates before you get on the jet ski, but you can actually damage abuse with the mine and then do it so you get on top of the layer that has the boxes.
Yeah.
So Body's gonna do it right now. He's gonna damage abuse and then get those 4 crates and then get back off.
Yeah, I guess the jet thingy wasn't really coded to go on land. Like they didn't really expect you to do that, so I guess they only made it so it has water properties even when outside of the water.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take it though. We're speedrunners.
Yeah.
So,
true.
Potty and Stuart are out, and it looks like they're gonna go on to Tiny. And if all goes well, Tiny, they're actually gonna get 41 Tinies, which with deaths and everything, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Tiny, there's a little bit of RNG to this boss, but you can actually manipulate it in a way. So basically, the way that they're going to move, I can't really explain it very well because it's also been a long time, but they're gonna do these slides and they're gonna do these hole skips, and basically they can manipulate it so the middle platform will fall down, and then Tiny will fall down because you need Tiny to fall 3 times to beat this boss. So the first 2 phases they're gonna do these hole skip slides and then just back and forth, so then they can manipulate the RNG so they're able to have the platform that Tiny gets to fall. And then the last phase they'll do something similar, but it's a little bit more RNG heavy, but yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that obviously if you don't manipulate this, especially the last phase, can be kind of bad, because if you get a like a corner, it can be, I mean, you can still bait Tiny into jumping into a corner, but it's a lot trickier than it is if you just get like a center platform.
These are 41 3x Tinies in a race is like actually insane.
Yep. Platzi is also just going to Tiny right about now, so he's around a minute behind. Still pretty good though. Yeah, very good.
That's good also. Insane. These guys are playing really well.
And Hypno's going.
Yeah, Hypno's ahead of his splits, and he's on good pace as well. Ruination. Okay, cooler than Road to Ruin. There's a lot of cool movement tech. It has similar nuances in terms of like out of bounds movement, fast NSSs and everything. But there's a green gem path, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna death abuse because there's a checkpoint right next to it. We're gonna catch the green gem cycle, so we can actually glitch high over to the green gem path. And these runners are actually going to catch a cycle on the green gem path, so the platforms and the moving pillars line up with the movement that they're doing. They'll do some corner cut, glitch high jumps, out of bounds movement tech on like these little like broken pillars.
Yeah, like and piece of scenery, I guess.
Yeah, scenery, that's the word. Yeah, but it's really cool and a very fast-paced gem path as well. And then they get the gem, and then they death abuse, and then that's it. It's just. That's probably my favorite part of the run is the green gem path in Ruination, because it's just so.
It is really cool.
Yeah, it's the coolest gem path, and it's the coolest, in my opinion, the coolest part of the run, just because it's like you're gone in less than 30 seconds.
This bonus also has a lot of trickery, because the very end it spawns a lot of boxes that are kind of just floating, and there are gonna be a lot of spins and slides and whatnot to be able to optimize this stuff. But yeah, Ruination is a very tricky level. It's definitely one of probably the wrong killers.
Yeah, it's if you make one little mistake and you die, it's like 40 seconds gone. Because this bonus, it takes also forever to get over there. Like the game takes its sweet ass time for you to get over the bonus. And then so.
Bad.
Sorry. Okay, so. The runners optimally, they're gonna try and keep 2 masks out of this level. If they don't, they're gonna have to reroute, because the next level hanging out, the last sewer level, this is the one instance where we're actually gonna need to have triple mask form, because there's a hangrail section and there's boxes, and it's actually faster to have triple mask form to not only break the boxes in your path, but also they're going to do so there's these hot pipes.
Yeah, the hot pipes.
Yeah, the hot pipes that are below the hangrails, which is actually, this was new, like right after I stopped, but they're actually going to damage abuse off the hot pipes while they have triple mass form, because they won't take damage, they won't die. Other runners might opt to just do the hangrails. Even if you do the hangrails, it's still fast because you have triple mass form and you're not doing neutral slide spins. But yeah, so Stuart and Potty both kept their masks, and they need to keep these masks until they get to the mask crate to get the triple mask boost that they need. But they're neck and neck right now. Like they are both insanely. They're literally within seconds of each other. So like I'm gonna see when Potty goes down the hole 44-47. They're a second behind each other right now, which is insane. This is a very tight race between these two.
Yep. To add on to the hangrail stuff, yeah, like the invincibility just makes you faster on hangrails for some reason. So back in the day, like people just used the hangrails instead of the damage abuse, but
it's slightly faster to use the hot pipes. I think it's like a few seconds faster, but there are risks of using the hot pipes because you can get stuck in the pipes and then lose a little bit of movement, but it is slightly faster to use the hot pipes. As you can see, Stuart was able to get the whole wall of boxes with optimal movement with the hot pipes. And Stuart is now
Klaxi is struggling. Unfortunately, Klaxi died, so we may see a reroute from him.
Yeah.
Struggling with these platforms a little bit, but
yeah, it looks like Hypno's on the green gem path of Ruination. Oh, the boxes on the end up hanging out bonus. It looks like both of Stuart and Potty were successful. Those boxes, you have to do spins and spin bounces, and one little mistake, you fall through and die. That's it. And so what they're actually going to do is these... Okay, so Potty's not going to do it, but Stuart is actually going to keep his double mass form. It's actually faster by a few seconds to backtrack all the way back to the checkpoint, because there's... Oh, okay, so Stuart has one mask, but he can still do the damage abuse strat. So he's actually going to keep his mask, get back to the backtrack, and instead of using the hangrails like Potty's doing, he's going to do a damage abuse. Okay, he's going to use those hangrails a little bit, and then he's going to drop right... Okay, Stuart is actually taking it safe. He's not going to do any damage abuse strats with one mask. You can do with one mask, but it's more risky. But so Stuart and Potty both. So Potty actually saved time off Stuart and took the lead back because Potty lost his mask. So he did the old strat of death abusing, going back to the checkpoint, and then using the hangrails on the secret path. But Stuart was going to use the masks, but he lost one, so he just took it safe. So. Looks like Potty is back to being about 3 to 4, about like almost 4 seconds ahead now.
Klaxi did reroute, so...
Yeah, Klaxi is rerouting. Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So because Klaxi died before the last checkpoint well, after that one part in Ruination, they weren't able to get the 2 masks, which means they'll have to reroute to be able to enter a level where they can try and get 2 masks out of, which will be Cold Hard Crash. I guess it doesn't matter like if you do behaving early or not as much. I mean, you can use the masks to your advantage, like what Klaxi did earlier, damage of using on some nitros. But Cold Hard Crash is gonna be the aim to get out of that level with 2 masks. It's like the only other backup, so...
Yeah. So... Potty's on a commercial break, so we'll be right back with him in a moment. But Stuart is actually in Digging It, Stuart is doing Digging It Dupe. Oh boy, so Digging It Dupe has a 25% chance of failing. So basically Stuart is going to try and dupe a few boxes so he can actually skip some boxes in the death route. And it has a 25% chance of failing, but he's going for it. He's going for the risk, and if he gets it, then he will save about like 20 seconds. About like 15,
we'll see. Here, he has to death abuse. Good movement here to get on this hole fast. That looked good, and he got good RNG.
He got it. Oh, wow. Stuart took the risk, and he got Digging the Dupe. So he duped a few boxes, and that saved him about 15 seconds over, I don't know if I can't. Potty, he's obviously splicing.
Yeah, Potty's splicing, so he's probably got it because he's splicing.
Potty did some off-screen RNG, man. So, okay, Potty got the dupe too, apparently according to the chat. So, everybody has the dupe. That's crazy. Okay, so both got the dupe. So, they're still going to be only a few seconds apart of each other. So, Stuart had the opportunity to get ahead. He did it, and he pulled it off, but Potty did not let him do that. Potty did the dupe as well. So, with that, you don't have to go backtrack and get those extra crates. Get the 93 boxes before the rest of the boxes. Finish up with 95, get the crate gem, backtrack, get the death route gem, and then finish the level.
Anyway, about the dupes, I think we can talk about it in more detail here in Cold Hard Crash, where Flaxy is right now. But the reason why there's a point of failing it, I'm not sure if we mentioned it already, but in any case, it's because shoes have a chance of spawning whenever you die. So it's a 25% chance to get shoes. And if you get shoes, it adds an animation, which would mean that while the box counter is going up, you won't be able to do the dupe. Like, yeah. We'll get to that with Klaxy here. Like, if you take a look at Klaxy's screen, he's doing the bonus in Cold Hard Crash, and he's also gonna dupe here. He's gonna break all of the boxes here, and there will be a counter of boxes once you finish the bonus that goes, it ticks down, right? Like, you can see it there while these boxes are going up and stuff. And if you death abuse while that counter is going, like, Klaxy got shoes there, but it's a lot more lenient in Cold Hard Crash to get this dupe than it is in Digging It. But yeah, Klaxy death abused, and those boxes that he got in the bonus are kept through the death. I guess the game is too busy counting the boxes to like delete the other boxes that you already have. But he has 72 boxes at the beginning of Cold Hard Crash, which obviously isn't what it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Crazy mechanics. You can actually dupe by accident in Crash 3 as well, but it's not used in any speedruns other than the Crash 2 speedrun for duping boxes. And it's only
another thing about duping is that it has to be the exact amount of boxes too. Like, you don't skip boxes because it's faster only because of that, I guess, like later on. It has to be the exact same amount because, for example, in Cold Hard Crash, it's 155 boxes, if I'm not wrong.
155.
Yes. So it has to be exactly a number, otherwise it will say like 156 out of 155.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Kind of crazy. Oh boy.
No, Klaxy.
Klaxy died, rip.
Yeah.
So Klaxy lost his mask, but there's a backup you can do for the death route without masks. It's pretty easy.
He may go for the mask in there, I thought.
So Potty is about 3 seconds ahead of Stewart. It's still neck and neck. These two are freaking insane.
Yeah, they're crazy.
What is going on?
Crazy to keep it like together after 50 minutes in a game, you know, in this game. So
yeah, so we already talked a bit about Cold Hard Crash on Klaxy's end, so we can let those two ride it out in Cold Hard Crash, and we'll see who's catches up to. But Hypno's in Holy Fly, and he's about to finish up this in the dark level. Klaxy is finishing Cold Hard Crash, and Klaxy's gonna hopefully... Okay, so since Klaxy didn't take the masks out of Cold Hard like he should have, he's gonna go into hanging out with no masks, and he's gonna lose a few seconds, a good amount of time, because he's maskless. So he will actually have a very slow hangaround section. He can't do any hot pipe strats, and he'll have to manually break all the boxes on the hangrails and the big box wall, so he's gonna lose a bit of time. Potty's gonna set up the dupe in the bonus in a little bit. He's gonna go through the bonus, and he's about to set up the dupe.
But yeah, Klaxy, I mean, just Warp 4 in general can be very tough.
Yeah.
It's definitely like Warps 3 and 4 are brutal.
Warp 4 is the hardest warp by far.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that can just go wrong.
Yep.
Like even just little stuff, like, you know, dying in Ruination can cost hell a ton.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh jeez. I've said a lot. It's just like, damn.
Potty, I just read this comment. Potty and Stu are giving Hypno a lesson on how to scam.
Oh my god.
Truth.
Oh boy. So, either way, it looks like both runners are still fairly close to each other. Okay, it looks like actually. Wait, Stewart? No. Potty's ahead by a few seconds. Potty hit. Okay, Potty got on 53, 52, and Stewart got on 52.
What is ahead by like?
Oh, about like almost 2 seconds.
Yeah.
These two are nuts. These two are absolutely nuts.
Yeah, we'll see once Klaxy and Hypno are together again, because I mean Hypno is like him overall is just a very consistent SPRASH player. He
Yeah.
definitely doesn't go for the fastest stuff, but he has very good times in all of the games, just
Yeah.
consistently going stuff. So he like silently goes through the run without doing many mistakes. But yeah, that just can help catch up in a race like this.
Silent but deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks like Stewart actually might have taken the lead. Yeah, I think Stewart is caught back up. Yep, I think so. Yep, Stewart 54.47. Yeah, he caught back up. He is now ahead by 2 seconds. So like these runners are, it will take a death on either of them to actually make a significant difference between these two. If these two, even if they have minor mistakes, it won't separate them by that much. All they have left is behaving, which behaving, it is the last debate of the run, because coming up, so there is the purple gem in behaving, but where is the purple gem? There's no death route. I'll tell you that right now. There's no death route. There's no gem path, and the gem path won't even get you another colored gem. So coming up, there's actually going to be a very suspicious looking stack of nitros, and basically, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be fucking sus. It's gonna be so sus. You're gonna see it and you're gonna go, wait, that looks so out of place, and then they're just gonna go on it and get the purple gem. Yeah, it's funny, but behaving has a lot of cool movement tech. I think it's the cooler BE level compared to digging it. Digging it is way more punishing and way more annoying. Behaving is more linear and has way more cooler movement tech, whole skips.
Bit of backtracking.
Yeah. What is this? These nitros? What? Oh my god.
And those nitros were not bouncing either? Oh my god.
Dude. You get the purple gem, you just die.
Of course, it's because the nitros don't bounce.
Yeah.
They're
and now you just finish the level as normal. But anyway, yeah, so behaving is a lot of cool. Behaving is a really quick and short and easy level. Not easy, but short and simple. Very linear. Nothing more to it. The bonus is pretty cool. You do a lot of cool movement tech. Avoiding nitros. If you actually spin bounce these, there's boxes on top of these nitros. If you actually spin bounce these nitros, you have the potential to get a glitch where you'll literally just, the nitro will bounce into crash and you'll just die.
The nitros are, I don't know what causes the nitros to bounce so high. Like, I don't know if it's a percent chance or something, but sometimes if you like aren't full jumping, the nitro can like bounce so high that it just kills you.
Yeah.
Or bounce the box so high that you just like miss the.
Sometimes the nitro can bounce into the ground too.
Yeah.
Okay, Stewart took it safe. Potty risked it, and Potty is now ahead by 2 seconds. Oh my god, these guys, this is between these two, it's gonna be close. Do you want to talk about engine?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the next boss that we have here is gonna be a pretty unique one in the sense that, well, now Crash can shoot Wumpa out of literally nowhere, even though he cannot do that in any other time of the game. Could have been convenient, I'm just saying, but yeah, now he can shoot Wumpa. And the idea is that he has to destroy engines, robot or machine or whatever it is, but we do it in a certain way. The way you shoot and the amount of hits that you want to get on each arm is kind of specific, so you can like destroy both shoulders and arms at the same time, and also as fast as possible, of course. So for example, Stu here has, I think, 1 hit left. So yeah, the shoulders get destroyed at the same time as the, I guess, best possible for humans cycle that you can get. You can also do this last phase in 1 cycle, like how Stuart did. Potty decided to take it safe, which is fair. So Stuart, I think, caught back up because of, yeah, definitely caught back up because of that 1 cycle at the very end. This is very impressive. So we're keeping it very close going into Warp 5. And Warp 5 can be brutal.
So close to each other, it's not even funny.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Okay, so Stuart caught back up from engine. Yeah, he's a few seconds ahead. So piston it away, or as we like to call it, piston it away, because you piss away all your time if you die. No, but piston it away it hasn't even updated faster god cycle from when I ran this game. So if I don't know who's gonna do it, but if they do the bonus first route, they're basically going to make these like the god cycle, these optimal cycles, and they're gonna do the bonus super fast. and then they're gonna catch an even faster cycle on the death route. So we're gonna see who does the God cycle. The older God cycle, I think it's about 8 seconds slower, but it's still really fast. You're able to do some damage.
It's over. It's over for 40.
No.
It's over. Well,
only till all it takes. Yeah. So basically, since Potty died, because there's a death route in Piston in a way, he has to re-enter the level in order to get the death route. So unfortunately, Potty probably lost about a minute. And yeah, so Stuart is now in the lead by a lot.
yeah, it's probably one of the worst stats that you can take in the run.
And Stuart is doing the bonus first, more risky route. And Stuart is, he's just about to finish up getting the last set of boxes before having to backtrack to the death route to get the rest of the boxes and the gem and finish the level. And he's risking it, but it's paying off. Yeah, Stuart is. He got the last box. He's gonna backtrack to the death route. Then he's gonna catch the cycles on the death route and then finish the level. Hopefully, if Stuart dies on the death route, once he reaches the death route, he won't have to re-enter because once you activate the death route, you're fine. You're safe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, unfortunately, Potty got a momentum drop. Which didn't allow him to get. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Potty's doing the other cycle route.
Yeah,
Blame
he's doing
bonus.
the safer one, which is totally fine.
Yeah, especially after sticking to death once.
Yeah, but you know he's still on really good pace regardless of that death. Still on pace to get probably a 110, which is if he keeps it together the rest of the run, that's still really good. And Stuart can actually die and spaced out, and Potty can catch up. So like it's not over for
Yeah,
Potty.
spaced out is tricky.
Yeah, but Stuart had a really good piss it away. Like he did not piss it away at all. He conquered that level.
Potty took a death in the bonus. That's also one of the worst ones to die in because it has some backtracking and some mask usage.
So now we're going to the Spaced Out, which Spaced Out actually has the last gem path in the run. With the catch though that it's not just a gem route, it is a multicolored gem route. So it has every single gem path. And the thing is with Crash 2 and 3, for some reason level 25 has a multicolored gem route. So on Crash 2 it's Spaced Out, on Crash 3 it's
I mean they seem to like this kind of stuff because I think even in Crash 4 there's a multi-gem route.
No, there isn't. Oh no,
Is
Crash
there not?
4, yeah, in 4.
There is in Crash 4.
I was thinking of Twalk for some reason.
No,
in
in
Crash 4
Twalk,
there is.
isn't.
Yeah, in Crash 4 there's two. There's two. Not in Twalk though. In my brain though, Crash 4 equals Twalk.
I mean,
but anyway,
fair.
So Stuart, he got the checkpoint death abuse and he's catching a fast cycle, which is an even faster cycle than what was possible before when I ran the game, where we did the gem route right away. But Stuart actually did the death abuse God cycle for the multicolored gem path. It's slightly faster by a few seconds, and it looks like he's going to successfully get this cycle, and he's gonna get the gem death abuse, and then that's it. You can talk more about Spaced Out if you want to pause. Give me 1 second.
Yep, sure. So, well, after doing the gem route, of course, you get the gem and the death abuse. And now we're back in the checkpoint here. I don't think we talked about this, like, little... I don't think it's an out of bounds per se, but, I mean, you can get at the top of, like, this window thing if you jump on top of a scientist and then use that bounce to be able to get up there. Just a little bit of scenery, like, being finicky again. Like, much throughout this game. You can actually TNT spin that, even though it does seem like it's going to kill you. It's really odd. And just like in what was that level? Hanging Out, I think. Their bonus also, this bonus also has like some box formations where you need to do some weird TNT spins. But yeah, Stu's doing this level like really well. On the other hand, we have Potty as well, hitting the multi-gem path cycle so far, doing pretty well.
Nice.
And we have Klaxi entering Piston. So.
And we have Packles coming up, so perfect time to talk about Pack Attack, which is one of the 2 jetpack levels. You can actually skip the jetpack, and it's actually like 20 plus seconds faster. So Stuart's actually gonna pause buffer a neutral slide spin, and he's gonna be able to skip the trigger that Crash gets on the jetpack. So he's gonna buffer this spin, and he
Yeah,
got
got
it
it.
first try, and you're able to actually do the whole level without the jetpack, and it's really cool. This is actually probably my favorite full level in the game, because you can actually do the full level without the jetpack. There is a catch though. If you hit any electricity, whether that's the scientist or the electric pipes, the game will freeze because there's no animation. There's no damage animation for crash without the jetpack on the electricity in these levels. So the game will just freeze. So if Stuart, okay, Stuart's good. There's ways to not hit it, but yeah, basically you hit it at all, it's over. And then when you get the crystal's actually funny because
Yeah, it's great.
just watch. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll say it afterwards, but watch this. So basically, when you get the crystal, the game will check. I think G Pro told me a while ago that the game will check to see if Crash has the pack, and since he doesn't have a pack, it just takes him to the end of the level. It's really weird. Really weird. I think that's the reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's what G Pro told me.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
The
that
thing
was
too
clean
is
though.
that, yeah, you have to hit that crystal in a specific position kind of thing, because you can just die. Like,
Yeah.
Crash can just technically fall off, like fall
Yeah.
through a hole or out of bounds or something, and like
Yeah.
you'd respawn back at the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So it is somewhat precise, not too bad though.
Yeah, it's and you can actually for safety. So you also can't move during that animation. If you move at all, Crash will fall through. You have to stay still until Crash is like close to hitting the ground. You can do a body slam for safety if you're that worried about doing movement before hitting the ground. You can do a body slam for safety, and it'll actually make sure you don't die. But man, I'm not gonna lie, Stuart, he is in knife fight and he is on mid
Yeah, he's
109 pace. It's just
He's cruising
Just
through this Warp
absolutely-
5.
batshit crazy. Really good time. Hopefully, I can't count the chickens before they hatch, but insane. Yeah, he's on 109 pace, which is like actually like for a marathon, a resetless
Nah,
race.
yeah, that's insane.
It's nuts.
That's pretty
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
But yeah, so and Potty, I mean, we can't. Potty's hiding his game plan, of course, but
Again, splicing, but
Potty could get like a 111, 110, which is also really good for a race. Like really good.
yeah, they're definitely
So-
gonna meet the times that you've set up for the beginning, like between 109 and 112.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Stuart is getting the gem on the backtrack of Night Fight. Thankfully, the backtrack doesn't have any boxes, so you just get the gem. You can actually, the last part, you have to do it kind of in the dark, but it's not too bad. Like, you just do like a few seconds in the dark, do a glitch high jump here to avoid the pit. Final part of the level with the Firefly, fairly easy. So the final level after Night Fight is Rocket, and Rocket is jetpack level. You can technically do it without the jetpack, but it's not worth it. It's not even, I don't even think it's even faster because you have to die after the final checkpoint.
yeah, and I mean, it is faster, of course, in like Novo
Attacks.
and like the any percent category.
Yeah.
It's just the box formations in Rocket are not as favorable either as they are in Back Attack.
Yeah.
It just takes a
it's not
while
worth
to
it.
break it. It's kind of tricky too, so it's just not worth it. And as you said, like you'd have to death abuse.
Yeah, you have to death abuse on the last checkpoint and then finish the level with the pack, and it's not ideal. And like you said, the box formations are just really bad spots. So yeah, you're better off just doing the pack, and Stuart's gonna do it with the pack. I can't see Potty's screen, so we're gonna assume he's still in Night Fight. But yeah, Klaxy just had a death on spaced out, unfortunately, to one of the scientists.
The Hypno's catching up actually to Klaxy. They're in the same level now. So it could actually be kind of
Ooh.
close between the two of them. Of course, Klaxy already has
Ooh.
the multi-gem path gem, but I mean, Hypno's
Oh my god!
like around a minute behind or so.
That's crazy. Okay, so Potty's back from being in the abyss of commercial break. He's on 111 pace, which is really good. Really good stuff.
And I'll wait for
Yes.
Stu to get commercial break at the end of the run.
I hope not. Stuart, do not activate commercial break. I will seriously be so
I
upset.
will seriously sue you.
I will sue you in the court of Scotland. All right, Stuart had a pretty good rocket. There's nothing that special going on that level. Okay,
Now we
so
have
Cortex, the
worst
final boss.
ever. Worst
So-
final boss in history of video games.
You have to hit him on the jetpack 3 times, But the thing is, the second hit, if you mistime it even ever so slightly, you'll lose about like 15 seconds. So hopefully Stuart doesn't miss second hit. Second hit is a big choke one for a lot of people, but should be fine. But you literally just you chase him on the jetpack, hit him 3 times, GG. Timing will end on the last hit.
No,
We got
knew it. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen.
Dude.
I knew it was going to happen. Okay, congrats to
Okay,
Potty.
he's done.
No, congrats to Potty for winning the race. No, come on, Potty. If you finish before the commercial break stops, Potty wins, in my opinion.
So Stuart finished with a 109.33, which is really, that is a like insane race time.
Man, why did I like had a feeling.
You had to open, you had to say it. Come on, man. That was.
I had to say it. I literally jinxed it.
But no, okay. Stuart finished with a 109.33. 109.
Very
It was
good time.
109.33 SDA time. So that's 109.33.
Yeah,
It's still
okay.
109.47.
Yeah, 47 with the race. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. That's actually like sub 110 in a race, in a resetless, is super commendable. Stuart's GG, man. You can't hear me right now, but I commented that Keck W commercial break in your chat, but yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG's to Stu, getting first place and acquiring 150 USD dollars.
Potty is on pace to get second place with a 111, which is still also a really, really good marathon time with having to re-enter Piston it with several deaths of 111. Pretty fucking solid. So
World
don't
record
even say
time.
anything about a commercial break, please.
No, Potty just got it. If he gets another commercial break, that's literally a scam masterclass. Scamming masterclass right there.
Yeah.
World record time is a 108.23, right?
Yeah,
Something like that. By Stuart. Yeah.
Yeah. So being like a little over a minute off world record is absolutely nuts. Okay, Potty is about to finish. He is about to get second hit. It looks like it is going to be
A commercial
successful. Perfect. No commercial breaks. Okay, it looks like 111.28.
No,
Oh, he missed the third hit.
Oh,
He
missed.
missed the third hit. Oh no. No. Oh my god, no commercial break, but a third hit miss. Oh my god. Got a little too comfortable.
Yeah, so...
there. Okay, 111.42. It was low at 11.42. That was
GG's. Miss trying to split.
GG's.
Bro, I have done that before. GG's Potty.
Oh my god, jeez.
Great
Yeah.
run. Unfortunately, board 5, but a super good run.
That's still a good run, GG's.
Yeah, no,
That's
incredible.
Still a really good run.
Yeah, like, because timing stops on third hit. Sometimes you're like, you have your hand on the split button and then you just miss. I've done that before.
That was these two played absolutely amazing. They were within like 2 to 5 seconds, like trading off from like warp 3 to like
They were going tied, going to warp 5, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, hold on.
That was pretty ridiculous. But yeah, no, that was a great race. Good job to both of you. But we're going in with Klaxi and Heap. Are they both? No, I cannot tell what this is. Well, him was finishing pack attack. I know that. And I think Klaxi's behind now. Or unless he did already Night Flight, which I'm not sure. No, he did Night Flight already. Never mind. So.
Yeah.
So Galaxy is ahead, and is about to close it off after finishing Rocket.
Yeah, so he has Pack Attack and then Rocket, but Klaxi, yeah, he can get a one. It looks like a 115. Like a 115. I think that's what the best pulse time says. It's
Yeah,
like
115 or so, like mid 115.
Yeah, if he has a good rocket, he can get like a high 115. Which again, hey, you know what? I think his PB is like a 114 or 113.
A 112.
Oh, he has a 112.
As a 112, yeah. It's
Where have
actually
I
really
been?
good.
Holy shit! Where have I been, guys? Jeez.
I mean, you and I have been banished into the
112.7.
other game speedrunning scene.
Yeah, we run other games now. That's crazy. He has a 112. I did not know that. God, that's so cool. Awesome.
Well, let's check on the race stats to see. Okay, so far Stu and Potty are the ones that have finished. So Classy most likely with Wheel coming third, unless he gets sniped.
Yeah.
Wow, he's gonna. Claxy's making bank out of this Splash League. He won the Crash 1 race, and he's about to make a third here. So
Dude, the stream makes Claxy's gameplay looks like he's playing on NTSC for some reason. I don't know why. Like the stream on Twitch, it makes it look like he's on NTSC. I'm not even kidding. It looks weird right now. Looks like 30 FPS. But on like the Discord stream, it looks
funny.
normal. Yeah, that's funny. He's cheating.
Oh yeah, I don't think we talked about the. I mean, you can go through the scientists because yeah, at least in PAL, like in the PAL version.
Only.
Yeah, it's PAL only.
Yeah, so on PAL only, you can literally just spin the scientists once and then just ride through them on the pack levels. It's kind of sick.
Yeah, on NTSC you'd have to either damage abuse or wait just because like Crash just goes slower.
Okay, looks like Claxy's out of Rocket and he's about to. If he gets a perfect Cortex fight, it's a 115, which even so, pretty solid for a marathon.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes of your PV, in a reset list for this game is very, very good.
Yeah, these all these runners, even Hypno's ahead of his average splits. I think. I don't think it has his PB, so I think his average splits right. Wait, is this his PB? Hold on.
Who? Hypnos?
Hypno. No, it's
Hypno
not
has a
PB.
116 if I'm not wrong.
Bro, where
Yeah,
am I?
everyone's doing bait
anything
splits.
anymore.
Everyone's doing bait splits. Okay, Claxy has finished with a
Yeah,
115.49.
I don't know anything, guys. The average, okay. Well, he's still
Very
ahead.
good. So Claxy about to make bank through these
Yeah, 115.49. GG's, Claxy. Nice job. That's a really good time for reset list.
Yeah, Claxy's scoring really high points in these first 3 weeks of the SPRASH League as well. I'm not sure if Claxy's deciding to go for the SPRASH Vecta per se, but I mean, there's 3 games left and he's like pretty high up there, if not in first, at like second or third place. Like he's definitely in the top 4.
Yeah.
And to remind you all, like the SPRASH League, the final race will have the top 4 best best rated runners, I guess, in terms of points, because it is a point system featured in the mainstream. But anyone can join that race, of course. I may even consider doing it this year. I don't know. I mean, it could be fun. I don't know. I haven't done a SPRASH Vecta like 2 or 3 years, but
Oh, I got a commercial break on the action.
oh, Claxy has the 305 world record. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, he's very, very good at the Crash games.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what he's gonna do with Spyro 2 and 3. Not sure if he's gonna participate on those, but I think there's a timing crash in Spyro 2 if I'm not wrong. But yeah, he knows about to finish.
Claxy's a really good runner. Absolutely.
Super Sphere finished first though, but Hypno finished in 5th place with a 117 something. I don't know, we will see in a second. Yeah, Super Sphere sniped 4th place with a 117.20.
Dang, GG's. 28
RTA time, so it's probably like.
Dang, Hypno barely finished mine in 117.46. Crazy. Absolutely insane.
So it's a very good run. I mean, pretty good run for Hypno too. So.
Yep, pretty good. GG's everybody.
And he still gets paid. Unbelievable. Hypno gets paid $7.50. Nah, man.
Oh,
rigged.
hell yeah.
Rigged.